So the treasury broke and they say that recession jamming. So no foreign countries really start migrating. They lose faith in the country, they say we gone down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the will to recover in my people like have confidence. Although many may seem to feel that I talking nonsense, but the majority of we decide we're not going to run, because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country facing is dark is sour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. From the country, we analyze just what was the problem. Yes, we start making very positive move to solve them. We fired the old session managers we had working, and it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require, them new managers not supplying. When election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put party before country. And if the country facing is dark, is sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter. Treasury was full and happy times some was enjoying. Isn't over and laugh until poor people was living. Now the treasury flat and the country come back to square one. Poor people remain on the same old ghetto in John. But to get the economy return today on some footing, it's the same poor people 10 days and cola they're taking. And without social unrest, poor people paying the price, because they know for the country nothing too much to sacrifice. And if the country facing is dark, is sour, so our people needs us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter. Trinbago is facing a crisis. As loyal citizens, it's our duty to stay and assist. For we know to ourselves there could never become a day we're not deaf to this country we can repeat. So who wants Not your country of birth is in its worst day in history. And we must do what we can, regardless where we may be. Our country facing its darkest hour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever we feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want we always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. We could make it if we try, just a little harder now, a little harder. One more try, sweeter, baby, sweeter. Try. Grenada, the black man, thank you. Grenadians teach me my biggest lesson. And who alone from them I am sorry. But listen to the lessons Grenadians teach me. They teach me capital, social or communism. It's the same gun that all of them on. And from the time you team up with them, like Grenada, you're straight on the losing end. My friend. You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your ism. One is with a gun telling you to vote. One saying to vote with a bomb at your throat. They're saving all the arms and ammo for me and selling the wheat for the enemy. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is just schism. From the time you team with one of them is the first thing they're talking about is protection. Double tax of people full your treasury. You got to maintain an efficient army. And too much pressure from the opposition. They could always rent you a whole battalion. And when you get in excess out the way, how much life it costs you could never say. No way. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is confusion. You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your ism. Rescue mission to help Grenadian. Rescue mission to Afghanistan. Rescue mission going the world over. But no rescue mission to South Africa. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is just ism. suffering evermore. All the taxpayers' money going for war, and more war, and more war. But to stay away from them is all them is confusion. You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your ism. They say also keep sports of politics. Every 4 years they boycott an Olympics. And while we arguing about who good and who bad, them gone out in space and exchanging flags. Got to stay away from them inside.
And a good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And of course, we will be engaging you. Yeah, we're going to open the phone lines. Let's say roughly about 8:30. We're going to open the phone lines tonight. Got to stay away from them ism. Cause them ism is a schism.
Where man would respect a man as a man, and not true color and superior weapon. Where he must be equal, righteous and fair, and realize that the earth is for all to share. And to his fellow man always be true. But until that day come, here what I go do. And you too, and you too. Got to stay away from them, you must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your reason. One is answer come, one is answer go. One is answer yes, the next.
Just making sure the numbers are correct here, that to get everyone in. Yes, let me say a special good night to those of you already joining the live. Let me see. What is going on here on Facebook? My Facebook looks sort of strange tonight, so I'm just giving it a quick refresh to see exactly what's going on here. I know some of you were having problems with Facebook last night, but Ollie didn't tell me until after the program, so I couldn't do anything about it. So I think I may have dealt with whatever was giving us that problem. I may have dealt with it. Let me hope that it's okay tonight. So let me see who is on the Facebook tonight. I'm seeing Kemita. I think that's the first time I'm seeing that one. All right. So, Kemita, good night to you. McLean, Meryl, Vanessa, let me see, Louisa, Ibrahim, Shauna, Red Girl, Wallan, Vanessa, Renwick, good night to you. Maudlin, Tati, good night. Teresa, Olive, Sharon, Jane, Ann, Rocky, good night. Norma, Grenada Watchman, you're in tonight. Vanessa, good night to you, my dear. Petra, good night. Malika, yeah. Trisha, Diana, Dana Abraham, good night to you, Miguel. Yeah, and belated happy birthday. If I didn't tell you happy birthday on air, yeah, just belated happy birthday. Nadia, Dwight, Connie, yeah, good night to you. Kenisha. So a special good night to each and every one of you there on the Facebook. I know some of you are just jumping. I think I just saw Cindy jumping before I got off there. Let me see. Over on the YouTube, I'm seeing Junior, Aina, Oswald, Alan. Alan, I hope you got through it. Nice, right? Yeah, Hermina, Leroy, Miriam, Cicely, Janice, Cynthia, Sky, Derek, Anastasia, Sharon. Shenron, sorry. Christine. Let me see. Bernadette, good night to you. Stephen, Eliza, Saralyn. Christine Otley, good night. Anne-Marie, good life, good night to you. No, you're always there, bro. Bernadette, Kathleen, let me see. Gemma, Matthew Boyne, a special good night to you. Cicely, Gloria, Henry, Sherma, Clive. Yeah, Clive, I know you're there. Right, Kathleen, Gavin, Faithlyn. Yeah, good night to you, Deborah. Jackie, Wilfred, Cynthia, Veronica, Dave, Errol, Brother Watts, good night to you, Shrajan, Mayana, Lishra, Agnes, good night to all of you that I'm seeing there on the live. Yeah, I hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight. We're going to get it started in, I wonder, boy, let me drop one more before we get it thing started now, yeah. Just give the others a chance to reach in, you know.
You treat me like no puppet on a string, making me feel
night to you, Cynthia. As I'm here tuning in from Carriacou. Joyce, Philip, good night to you. Let me say a special good night to Matthew and Patricia out there in Canada. I know you all are locked in. And my good friend, Ian, I know he's locked in out there as well. So I hope you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Miss Cammy, a special good night to you. Yes, I saw Miss Cammy. Everything is okay, all right? Nice, yes. Right? All you didn't hear Miss Cammy last night. All right, all you might hear tonight. All right, so a special good night to you, Miss Cammy. Also, let me say a special good night to Mr. and Mrs. Macphill. Yeah, Mr. Hudson Macphill, I know that you're listening, you and your beautiful wife. I know both of you are listening. I hope that you all have a wonderful night tonight, yeah? Martin, you and the wife listening, don't? Yes. Don't Granads? Yes, man. A special good night to both of you. All right? Yes, indeed.
You give me work and make me slave all day. Then raise your prices high to take away my pay. My eyes are open and yet you think I can't see all the wrong things you have done and is still doing to me. Makes me a warrior. I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total freedom. I'm a warrior. I am a freedom fighter. I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Oh yeah, all right. Those lands you own and live in luxury.
Yes, so folks, I've been hearing again, people have been contacting me over the last 24 hours between last night's program and tonight to let me know that several of them still are yet to be paid. Some of them have not been paid for over 2 months, yeah? So there are some categories of workers who are having issues, and I keep telling them, I think it's important that they contact their union, the Public Workers Union. If you're contacting the people within the finance department and you're getting the runaround and so on, contact the Public Workers Union. Yeah, but there are some workers who have not been receiving their salaries. And the thing is, there is such a pervasive atmosphere of fear within the public service that many of them are afraid to speak out as themselves. So you won't see them go on social media and saying things like, hey, we ain't getting pay and we ain't getting pay and so on. Some of them, since the bi-monthly payments have been done, there are many people who are having problems, especially those, and I've heard it, some teachers as well, that are having problems getting their salaries if the salary is being paid through particular credit unions. Yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah, the arrangement between government and that institution or institutions, I don't know which one it is, they are having problems to receive their salaries through that organization. So there are several instances of people who are having problems, even some pensioners who have been having problems in receiving their pensions. You had some that were having problems, then they started receiving it, but they did not receive the outstanding. So they started receiving as of the bi-monthly, but they did not receive for the period of time before when they had not been receiving their salaries. Yeah? So there's a lot of things that are going on right now that we have to talk about, you know. Yeah, there are a lot of things that have to talk about. Yeah. While I'm doing the program, oh gosh, all again, me more thing again. I'm not feeling 100% tonight. Yeah, this is one of the nights that are not 100%. So you all have to help me to get to 100% tonight. I might be at a little 80, 85. And you know I like to operate at more like 150 and them kind of thing. So you all have to help me out tonight, all right? Nice, beautiful. Nice, good.
Don't you cry, brother,
And today I saw the launch by government of the creative industry. That's one of their manifesto promises. It's one of the things that they decided. It was in the New National Party's manifesto as well. So it's not an original idea that only they had, but you saw that within the manifesto of the New National Party as well. But the government has started that process, and I would say congratulations to them on that. No, I think I would have come here and say they're doing stupidness and no, no. Wrong person. Yeah? If it is something that's going to benefit the Grenadian people, I know my political party. I know my political leader. Yeah? And I know what it will benefit the Grenadian people, and it is being done properly towards the benefit of the Grenadian people, we will applaud it. So, congratulations to the government on the launch of the creative sector initiative that they're doing. I think they call it Unleashed. I didn't have time to sit down today to look at all the presentations and so on. I assume that they were well received, and so I can't say, as I said, I did not sit down and watch it, so I can't critique it, I can't praise it, I can't say anything more than congratulations for having it. The one thing I would say though is I have a question to ask. Yeah, I have a question to ask in relation to the whole thing. I saw very prominently, and I expect that to be the Mr. Orlando Romaine. I expect him to be prominent in this. I know he has been the spokesperson speaking on this issue. I saw him on television yesterday morning, and so speaking on the different aspects of the creative economy and how that can be used to bring in money to the Grenadian economy. In other words, things like, for instance, someone wants to film a movie, and they can be filming the movie in Grenada, and therefore the millions of dollars that you hear that they're using to do that movie, that a lot of that money can be spent here through the people who are doing the catering and the taxi services and so, and even one or two Grenadians that may get little parts acting and so in those movies and so, the hairdressers and barbers, and well, usually they might come with the hairdressers and that kind of thing, but even the little bit that they might need here, that they can get those things here, different people can get little side jobs. I myself can say that many years ago, there was a film crew working in Grenada many years ago. I got a little hold on with them for a couple of days and so on. The payment was nice, I could tell you that. When I thinking they come in talking EC, the people was talking US, and they still add a little something on what they promise. So yes, it can bring money into the Grenadian economy once it is well managed. What I will say about it though, is that I hope that the legislative agenda to align with what they intend to do is put in place. In other words, protections for the Grenadian people towards some of what may be happening. And when we talk in the creative industry, movies and so are just one small part of it. It's a possibility, it's a small part of it, but it's not the only part, because you're speaking as well about theater. You're speaking about the people who do painting, like myself. I do painting. I haven't done it for a while, but I do painting. Yes, I am an artist. I do painting. And so, yes, I do poetry as well and all of that. So the poets, the writers, the painters, the sculptors. Yes, I actually do sculpting too. I even do wire bending. I do a lot of things. Right. So all of the people who are involved in those various industries and so, the industry around Carnival, around Spice Mass. Yeah. So the various aspects of our creative industry, from the big drum dancers in Carriacou and the drummers and so, and the people who do the quadrille and everything there, to the short knee and Hermitage and so on, and the Vecu in St. Mark and so, all of them form part of the creative industry. So again, it is a good thing, but you have to know, you have to legislate in relation to it. For instance, when it comes to copyright and protection of the creative, what people have created, the creations of various people. Yeah, so copywriting, branding, those different things, so that your legislative agenda must line up with what you're attempting to do within the creative industry. So while, yes, we applaud them for making that move and going forward, because it is not something we would say we are against, or anybody would say, I wouldn't say I'm against it. It is definitely something that needs to be properly managed, and you can't micromanage it. You can't have one person trying to do that and trying to do this and there's ambassador for this and there's ambassador for that and so on. And I would like to ask the question though. The individual who is the special envoy, I think it's for creative arts or something like that. I don't know. Special envoy for the creative arts. I don't really know what that's supposed to do, but special envoy, also advisor, and also on several boards. No, not Mr. Andrea St. Bernard this time. We're talking about Mr. Orlando Romaine. He has a particular company. I think it's Hexive or whatever they just call it. Yeah. I would like to know if that company was involved in any way, form, or fashion in today's production in relation to the creative industry. If so, I'm very interested in knowing how much that company was paid. Yeah, Hexive or one all you will tell me how to pronounce it, one all you call later. Yeah. So I want to know if the company that is owned by Mr. Orlando Romaine, owned or he's partner in or he's associated with, yeah, that company, if they were involved in any aspect of what took place today, either directly or indirectly through subcontracts to other individuals and entities. Yeah, so whether it was the printing, whether it was the procurement of certain things, we want to know if the company that Mr. Orlando Romaine is involved in, yeah, if they had anything to do with what took place today. Because remember, we spoke about the Integrity in Public Life Act, and if that company is involved in certain things, we need to know. Yeah? And if tens of thousands or possibly even hundreds of thousands of dollars are being paid to that company. Notice I'm asking a question. I'm not saying hundreds of thousands, could be millions. I don't know. So it could be millions. It could be hundreds of thousands. It could be tens of thousands. We do not know. So we're asking simply. And it's easy to just say, yes, they're involved. This is how much we've been paying them. Yeah. Or they've been involved, but indirectly, they've been just giving info and telling us what to do or so. Or they have been directly involved. So we need to know if the company of the ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Orlando Romaine, yeah, if that company was paid, the company that he's running, if that company was paid to do any of what we saw today. Yeah? It's a simple question. I think it would be an easy question, right, to answer. So we're asking that question. And when the opportunity avails itself, whenever that is, that we get the opportunity to ask the minister who is in charge of the creatives, I think that is Mr. Lennox Andrews. I think that falls under. Yeah. So I think the creative industry falls under Mr. Lennox Andrews. So possibly we may have the opportunity to ask him that question, because I think Mr. Orlando Romaine, is he an advisor in that ministry or in the Prime Minister's ministry? So we have to confirm. Because if he's an advisor in a ministry and has a company that is doing work for the same ministry, or even if, something can, and if he's an ambassador in relation to that particular industry but has a company that doing, because we already know that we have a Prime Minister who has a company that's involved in CBI, and while that company is involved in CBI, to sign off on the citizenship of every person coming for CBI, the citizenship, not the passport, the citizenship of every person coming in, the Prime Minister has to get that file and sign off. Yeah, he has to append his signature to the document to provide that person with the citizenship. So in the same way that we know for a fact that we have a Prime Minister who is the chairman of cabinet, and as such, he was part of the group, including another person who also has a CBI company, that is Mr. Dennis Cornwall. Let's call him 824 for whatever reason. I don't know why they just call him an 824. Right, Mr. Cornwall. Right. So we know that both of them have companies that are involved in CBI. Right. And both of them sat in a cabinet and helped choose the board, the committee that's going to verify, that's going to vet all the applications under CBI. Right. And then we know, they're part of the government that caused the evisceration. In other words, the clean out of the FIU, who have to go and do the background check on everybody that applying for the CBI. Yeah. So they get rid of all the people inside that they believe that they can't control. That is what tongues say, right? Yeah, they get rid of all the people in FIU and they put in people who they believe that they can control and so on. and direct and so on. And if it was going so, they will go so instead, and all kind of thing will take place. Right. So we hear that. Right. So we want to know if the company that is owned by Mr. Orlando Romain. So next thing you say, owned by him and he's a partner in the company, or he has shares in the company, but he's associated with the company, Hexive or Hexive or Hex5 or whatever they just call the thing. Right? I don't know what they just call it. We want to know if that company was involved in any form or format, and if any payments have been made to that company, either directly or indirectly through subcontracts or whatever it is. Yeah, we want to know if that company has been involved. But realize what's taking place here, Realize what's taking place here. Man getting in position and having company, and the company getting all the work, all the money coming into their company. Yeah? In other words, directly. They are really making money. So we asking questions here to see if this is a case of that. Because we ain't getting the opportunity to ask the Prime Minister about CBI, we ain't getting the opportunity to ask him if Mitchells and Partners, that is still listed as a CBI company, if that company has made any money in CBI between the 23rd of June and last year and now. We ain't getting the opportunity to ask him those questions. And the people who haven't access to him, they ain't asking him because they're afraid. Yeah? But we ain't afraid. If we get the opportunity to ask him, we will ask him if that company, and he can't tell us that he ain't associated with the company and all kind of thing. We all know he's associated with the company, ain't it? Yeah, because the company don't carries his name. When you look on the website, the official government website, this is not my website posting some information that I pick up on my own. This is the government website, has his name down there as one of the people to contact on behalf of that company. Yeah? Yet still, he's the one that verifies the committee. Right? It came to cabinet, all of them sit, they say these are the names, watch, I don't like that one and take that one out and put in this one and thing. He was in cabinet. When all of that take place, they verify the committee to go through the applications for CBI. Right? Nice. And we know that he is the final signatory to the citizenship of people applying under it. Recently, we saw he take a trip with one of the CBI people from here. They bring him in Dubai, all kind of thing. He come back. He ain't believe he had to tell us nothing, so he don't tell us nothing. You understand? He go in CBI in Dubai, under CBI, he meet with people. Now imagine, how likely will it be that you fail in obtaining Grenadian citizenship through CBI if you have met the head of government of Grenada, who is also a CBI agent, who also controls the CBI committee, who also is the signatory to give you your citizenship? How likely is it that you ain't going and get your citizenship if you talk to that person and you organize yourself? Yeah? When that person is the Minister of National Security, who the FIU answers to. So how likely is it that you ain't getting your citizenship? And people who does talk about, listen, remember, Mr. Tillman Thomas fired a whole attorney general for a letter, A letter. No, not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, not them kind of letter. A letter. Use a letterhead and send a letter to ask for clemency for some member of his family and so in relation to a matter in another jurisdiction, and he was fired for that because he used the letterhead when he sent it. Me know if he couldn't find any other piece of paper and he may just pull that and he writes it and he sent it without thinking, I don't know. But at the end of the day, he was fired by Mr. Tillman Thomas simply for doing that. So Mr. Tillman Thomas, you say, well, he's a man of integrity and that kind of thing. By him talking about this, yeah? When accusations were made about who get money and all kind of thing on that CBI and cabinet conclusion, the same cabinet conclusion which up to now, months later, they cannot provide. Yeah, when all of that was taking place, Mr. Tillman Thomas find himself on TV to talk about it, but he wouldn't talk about the fact that the sitting Prime Minister is a CBI agent and there is a direct, nasty conflict of interest taking place there. He ain't talking about that one. Mr. Tillman Thomas has gone silent. He has nothing to say. But let anybody come out and say anything about somebody in NNP or allege any kind of corruption in NNP, all of a sudden he go find his voice and you go hear him come in. You'll see he on TV talking about, well, I believe that this is something that is a serious matter and we must be dealt with. And I think we need to call in the FIU. And you ain't want to call in the FIU for the sitting prime minister. Well, no, you can't call him because he's in charge of the FIU. And you can't take him to the Integrity Commission because there's no Integrity Commission at this point in time. Well, no commissioners. There's an Integrity Commission, as in the body exists, but there are no commissioners. They have not yet been appointed. And I wait with bated breath to hear, I wait to hear with bated breath when these commissioners will be put in place. Yeah? So I'm waiting to hear that. Because some of us, and I'm saying straight up, I might be one of the people that are doing it, will be bringing this information to the Integrity Commission and asking them to rule on it. Because it is clearly in breach of the Integrity in Public Life Act. That and several other things that have happened over the past few months. Remember, Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program was reopened to Russians and Belarusians and so on immediately after the general election, before you even had a parliament, before you even had a cabinet, before you even had ministers getting portfolios or so. Just about a week after, you had you had the announcement taking place that these people will be able to apply for passports. And so again, how many of them applied through Mitchell's and Company or through Miss Andrea St. Bernard's Company ASB or whatever they call it, or through Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Cornwall's company? How many of them applied? How much money have those 3 CBI companies made off of the CBI program between June the 23rd last year and now? And any fool that comes out there, yes, I'm saying it like it is, any fool that comes out there saying, well, NNP used to do that, need to hush them out, they don't know what they're talking about. They cannot point to a single member of the new National Party cabinet that was doing that. None. They can't. Dr. Mitchell didn't have no CBI company. Nobody in NNP, in the cabinet of the country, which selected the committee and all of that. Nobody inside there had any CBI company. And they know that. But they stock answer because they cannot face you with facts and be able to counteract anything that you're saying. So they have to come with the talk about, oh, well, I ain't believe some of the stuff I seen coming across my computer, you know. I really ain't believing what I seen there. We go talk about that in a little while, Papa. Yeah. We go talk about that in a little while, Papa. Yeah. So, as it is right now, they cannot point to anything we say and say we lie. They can't. Yeah? It is a fact, and we point you to it. You can go, you can check the website, you can see for yourself. So we have pointed you to it. Yeah? Also, I want before I go further, I want to play something for the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. I know they have something coming up. Let me get them a little blind. Let me get them a little blind here. Nice. I want to get them a little blind tonight. Yeah, let me see if I could pull that up here.
Treat mom this Mother's Day to a special concert as the Royal Grenada Police Force Band presents Mother's Night Out. Mother's Night Out Celebrity Concert at the Grenada Trade Center, featuring live from St. Vincent, Alston Beckett Cyrus.
Yo, you ain't nothing but a teaser.
Alston Beckett Cyrus, Beckett and Judy Boucher.
She's on my pillow, pain in my heart. You are my
Judy Boucher live, also featuring Dash and Friends. Raymond Matthew the Beast, Randy Isaac, Tamara Songbird, Samantha Dixon, Gregory McLean, Joel Hafford, and Paul Alexander. Hosted by Fatman George. Admission $75. It's Mother's Night Out, the celebrity concert. Showtime 6 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Treat mom this Mother's Day. Stay tuned for more details. Treat mom this Mother's Day. Treat mom.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's the Royal Grenada Police Force. They are having that show over the weekend. Yeah, if you could go, go. Take mother out. She'll like the show. Yeah, watch Royal Grenada Police Force. The bad as that. Yeah, so as I'm talking about the police, going to our next issue now. And folks, the phone lines are open. Yeah. Let me just see some of the comments before I go to the next issue there. Tillman drink a zip soup. As I said, I've said it before, and I'll say it again tonight. There are certain individuals, there are certain organizations that when this present administration is voted out of office at the next election, will no longer have the moral authority to speak on anything. They have given up the moral authority to speak on anything. I didn't believe some of them had the moral authority in the first place. But the little bit that they have, they would give up that moral authority to be able to speak on anything. Because you cannot have situations such as are taking place now. And if it was a situation that was taking place under the NNP, you are the one would have been with placards stand up down by the library right now. You are the ones that would have been calling for march in town and all kind of thing, and calling your 20 string banner people to walk from stadium through town and all kind of thing, knocking bucket. You are the same people would have been doing that. But now that you are in government and your friends are in government and your political organization is in government, all you get a case of mutitis. Yes, there's a disease, mutitis. They go on mute. They can't hear nothing they're saying because they ain't saying nothing. No, them ain't balling with the mouth closed. No. Them ain't saying nothing at all. Nothing. Yeah? So at the end, because the end will come, no if, what, or but about it, the end of this NDC administration will come. And when that end comes, those who only come out to talk when NNP in power, every Grenadian of every political leaning will understand who and what they are. Yeah? So whether it is Tillman Thomas, whether it is Sandra Ferguson, whether it is civil society, whether it is whoever, all of them who can't say nothing now, people know that all you only had political agenda when NNP was in office. People will know, just like Judas Judah and them, who you know is totally political. Yeah, you know it's political. They're coming out and they're telling you. And don't expect the Public Service Commission to do anything to them, you know. Because you know there are rules in the Public Service Commission for public officers involving themselves in political activities and making certain political statements and so. But don't expect this Public Service Commission to do anything in relation to that, because that Public Service Commission right now is nothing more than an arm of oppression on workers in Grenada right now. It is not to keep workers in line. It is to keep some workers in line. It is only to pressure people who are considered to be supporters of the new National Party. And nothing to do with them who they consider to be NDC supporters. They could wear 10 NDC t-shirts and go to any activity. They could put on NDC band, cap, all kind of thing and go to work. And not a thing will be done to them. And that is evidenced by what we're seeing taking place right now, where they're using that as the arm to come and terrorize workers. Yeah? Them and the FIU, that's what they're doing, no? They're using FIU, they're using the Public Service Commission. So the FIU coming and calling people because they may have seen their name as one of the people being paid by Faith years ago or something. And they come in and call these people in to come and sit down for meeting. And trying to ask them all kind of questions because they're trying to set up who they're trying to set up and so. And when common sense people have showed that the figures that the Prime Minister called and the amount of people working under the program shows clearly that there was no corruption. In fact, what it shows that the people and them was undercutting themselves. But at the end of the day, this government will go down. It will go down. Every day is a day closer to when they leave office. Not a day more that they have in office, you know. Every single time that Jaja sunrise And Jaja Sunset is one less that they have in office. Not one more. He ain't adding nothing. He taking out. So don't worry. Their time will come. So you ain't not afraid them. And as I said last night, that's why I've called on you all to help organize. Organize the political machinery in the different constituencies, in your different polling divisions. Organize. Because there is no political party in the Caribbean, in the Western Hemisphere, that can beat a properly organized new national party. You know it, I know it, and believe me, them know it and they afraid it. That's why they want to keep us running on all kind of, they had confusion, they had this one so, and they are ones. If NNP has confusion and if NNP have problems, then why are you worried? You should be happy. Why are you only trying to tell us what to do? You want to tell us about leadership and all kind of thing. NDC, a party that we beat 15-0 more than once, more than twice. You want to give us political advice? A group of one-tom people who barely even know how to run a ministry? Where's the WASH program? Somebody tell me today, Jill, I think it is, one of them tell me, wash out. Where's the WASH program? Yeah? Remember the WASH program? Remember the National Susu? The National Susu bus? I thought they said Susu doesn't bus. Where the National Susu? How much money go into the National Susu? Was it organized properly now so the accountant general made sure that the account was open and all the money could go into that? Yeah? Did that take place? What happened with the National Susu? I find since we came on Talking Points and we do a program and we tell all he was doing was illegal, all of a sudden we hear nothing about anything about National Susu again. They may be shoo-shooing, but we hear nothing about the Susu. We hear no update in relation to the WASH program, and so I really hope that the people in Belle Isle, that they benefited from the program and that they did get what was promised to them. And I do hope that my good friends down there in Belle Isle got what they were promised. Yeah? Because I want to see people elevate, so I have no problem with something like that. But if you're doing things and it is illegal, we have a responsibility to tell you, hey, what you're doing there, you're wrong. All right? Nice. 440-7377. Hold on. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. I wonder if I have a tune there. Let me see here. Let me see if I think. And for those of you outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101. Yeah, the bad thing about doing the program this hour is that most of my friends out there in the UK, they are asleep. So they view the program when they get up in the morning. They listen to it while they're getting ready to go to work and that kind of thing. So a special good morning to those of you out there in the UK. And we have a caller. Good night. Hello.
Good night.
Hi, good night, bro.
My friend.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, a continuation of my perspective of Monday night. Remember I asked you Monday, who had...
Bro, your voice keep dropping. Hold on, I don't know if you're using a Bluetooth or something, but your voice keep going right down.
No. We have a feedback in that I was trying to... Yeah. You remember on Monday night I asked you the band launching, the Spice Mask launch they had in New York, if it was done by the Spice Mask Corporation, remember? And I told you I was doing some research, but I found out today it was a Spice Mask Association launch. Okay? Now, with the aid of 8 people in the diaspora, they call them 8 delegates, who put this so-called launch together. Alright? And then one of the reasons I ask you, because your old minister Ron Redhead is all over social media with people, lifting him up and praising him and thanking him for the launch and that they claim was such a great success, which everybody out there say was a bust. there was a lot of people. No doubt, there was a lot of people, but the place could not hold more than 100, 150 people. So you have hundreds of people outside till NYPD start coming and send people home, disperse people, and that kind of concluded the night, right? But as I said to you, how come that our country, which has this renowned carnival throughout the world, and the corporation that is spearheading the carnival, Spiceman Corporation, would do something so mediocre, very mediocre, where you just. But what I found out was the person that owned the property is a NEC supporter, and they gave them the use of the basement to do this. I wouldn't even keep a baby shower or christening in the basement because of the size. You follow?
Yes, I'm listening. You. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know much about the issue you're talking about, so I'm listening to you. I can't respond.
I know you understand. So I want you to respond, but as I said to you on Monday, I will do more digging, and as soon as I find out, I will call you back and I'll let you know what I found out, and the nitty-gritty and everything about it. So that's what I found out. It was a Spice Mass, so-called Spice Mass production with aid of the ministers and so forth from the ruling party. So that was the whole nitty-gritty about it. It wasn't as successful as they making people believe, and all of that is just a hype. We're just hype. Just a lot of hype. You listening?
Well, I hope that they get it proper for Spice Mass, because there's a lot of natural organic interest, and I'm using my words carefully here, a lot of natural organic interest in Grenada's Spice Mass, and people are hearing about it. In fact, I'm connected with Trinidad, so I hear a lot of people down there speaking about Grenada and saying they really want to come Grenada, especially to experience a Juve. They hear a lot about our Juve and our Soca Monarch, those two events in particular, and they want to experience it, so they want to be here for it. You're hearing a lot of people from outside in the Grenadian diaspora who want to use the opportunity to come home and so on during the August festival season. So we had to get it right. I saw the new board. I saw the new Spice Mass board taking the position of the MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. No comments. Not taking the position. No, the thing is, the board just put together. Let's see. At the end of Spice Mass, then you would be able to assess them. As it is right now, we can't assess them. I see some people on the board. I'll say this clearly. I see some people on the board who I believe can do an excellent job. I wouldn't say everybody on the board I have an issue with, but I see people on the board and I wouldn't start to name people, but there are at least 2 or 3 people I see on the Spice Mass board I think know what they're about and could make a proper contribution if they are listened to. Because you could be on the board, and you could just be there, People are going to listen to you.
Yeah, people have to listen to you. But I know of a few of them who's on there, as you say, that I was kind of, disturbing. But remember when I was home in 18 and 19 and I told you, I brought some folks came home with us, just on the word that we going home, the family coming home for Carnival and, and they come to Grenada. And after that, there are people in this city here and in Canada. We have kids. My older kids, they don't go to no other Carnival no more than Grenada. Mm-hmm. I have DJs, Trinidadian promoters, Vincent and Solution, Dominican. From 2018, they don't go, they save their money every year. The only carnival they do outside the US is Grenada. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. And we cannot falter on that.
No, we definitely can't. No.
We can't afford for that to fail. And this is the thing. I had conversation up to today with a few people, and I told them is on that same boat, and they're not listening. And that is concerning. It's mighty, mighty concerning, Jamal. Mm-hmm. But my friend, Didn't mean to take you off of your topic tonight. You go ahead, I'm listening. I may not call
Nah,
back again.
I would have spoken about Spice Mass sometime either later in the program
I
or
take in
tomorrow.
front. I
Yeah.
take in front because I told my friend here I think I was the last caller last night. I jumping in front tonight. I having a seat for the man from the woods. I know what happened by the time we should. Later, I'm
Wait,
catch you
you're
later.
talking a while. All right. 4407377. That's the number for you to call on the inside. You can call on the WhatsApp. You can call directly. Or if you are in the US, North America, or Canada, you can call us on 347-329-3101. It's like a local call. It's not like you're calling overseas. It's a local call for you. If you call using either that 347-329-3101, if you're in any part of the States or any part of Canada, it registers as a local call. Nice? Good. All right. Yeah, I wonder I was playing something. Yeah, I was playing something and I was saying something. Yeah, in relation to the Spice Mass board, people keep sending it to me and so on and different things. I'm no comment right now. I'm waiting to see how things develop. I think that's only fair in it. Yeah, let's see if the board. I don't know if they gazetted. I can't remember. I'll check and see if they gazetted. So if they're actually legal. So I'll check and see. I've been hearing the names for that board for quite a while, and for it to be finally put in place and finally announced just a couple weeks before, after the Carnival launch and all kind of thing, and then you're hearing, I find thing kind of in back and in front, but no comments. All right, 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And I played for you earlier, something from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Yeah. Let me take this call first before I get into that topic. We've got a caller. Good night.
Hello, Sheldon. Good night.
Hi, good night.
How are you, man? How are you doing?
I am quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm okay. No, Sheldon, to you and the listeners. No, what is in the public domain, which we have no information on, did the Prime Minister and other persons who went to Dubai went on public or private business?
Caller, for some reason your voice is coming high, then it's dipping back
Okay,
down.
okay, let me start over. What I'm saying is this, all right?
Yeah.
That based on what we are hearing, we do not have the information from our Prime Minister as to his trip in Dubai and what transpired there. Speculation is that it could be personal or private, and it does not seem to be based on his involvement and his company involvement in citizen investment that it is speculated that it could be his private business that he went on Dubai for. However, let me make this point. No, in 1961, March of 1961, we had a general election in Grenada. In September of 1962, we had another general election. Because of this election in 1962, it was said that Chief Minister Eric Gary and then Minister for Finance renovated and refurnished Montreal, and that he bought a piano for Montreal, which the administrator at the time, J.M. Lloyd, said it was a waste of government money, and that went down as squandermania, and the government of Grenada was dissolved for the Minister of Finance buying a piano for Montreal, the official residence of the then Chief Minister as it is today for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is not using Montreal, and we are paying a very high price for a rented apartment for our Prime Minister. However, my question is, if the purchase of a piano for Montreal was was not in the interest of our people, and that that money should not have been spent for furnishing Montreal with a piano. What is it? How can we equate that with what is happening today? How can government officials, spending so much money from our coffers, how can government ministers getting so much loan at that quantum from GDP? Is there anything that can be done for redress? And my last point is that the last time we had a by-election in Grenada was to replace the MP for St. Andrew Northwest. That was the last time we had a by-election in Grenada. Was to replace the MP for St. Andrew Northwest. I close my case there.
What year was that?
1978.
And what was the situation?
When the Honorable Innocent Belmore was killed in Bamboo Bar on January 4th, 1978, we had a by-election, and Basanto Fletcher was victorious for the Grenada United Labour Party.
Okay.
And the first time we had a resignation from government was in 1961, when the MP for South St. George resigned so as to make the seat vacant, that Eric Matthew Gary, who was unable to contest the 1961 election, that's Joshua Thorne, resigned from that seat and we have it vacant, that Eric Gary should resign. Put these two things in prospect today. What we hear happening with the MP in South, what is happening in North St. Andrew. Closing my case there, Sheldon.
Thank you so very much, my brother. Yes, that's a historian. Yes. We could call him the we-storian, because not just his story, it's we story too. All right, so that's the we-storian. Yeah, we're changing the name. That's we-storian. All right. And yeah, I was just about to speak about the Royal Grenada Police Force. I really don't want to forget the Royal Grenada Police Force. And let me sit down proper. Yeah, she had to sit down on here kind of hard. You understand? Yeah, it's hard iron. It's not no pattern thing. That way to see a shifting every now and again. So watch. From what I'm picking up, the present commissioner of police will be resigning. He'll be replaced by an officer who is now out of the force, who is being brought back into the force to take over as commissioner of police. That is so I buy, so I selling. So I get it, so I selling it. All right? That our present commissioner is due to soon resign, and that how I don't know if it's a king, a queen, or a prince. But I am hearing that just so they're going to be coming back in and take up the position of commissioner of police. So if it's a person that I hearing, I mean, I have no problem with the individual. I think the individual is a good individual and thing. I don't have no problem with them. But as I say, I don't know if it's a king, a queen, or a prince. But just so they're going to be coming back in and become the commissioner of police. That is what I'm hearing. All right? That is what I'm hearing. Also, I hear other things. Outside of the fact, not allegation, the fact that over 200 police officers are seeking to leave the Royal Grenada Police Force right now. Remember, you only have about 1,300 police in total. I was thinking it's 2,000 somebody. Said, no, Shalan, the thing is just about 1,200. Sometimes it drop down to 11 according to what? That kind of thing. And you have over 200 going to 300 officers looking to leave the Royal Grenada Police Force. It speaks to an atmosphere of malaise within the Royal Grenada Police Force. It speaks of an atmosphere, within there that needs to be addressed and addressed properly. Yeah? Now, pray tell, the officers have been doing an excellent job. Over the weekend, you had fire left, fire right, all kind of. I didn't know what happened. All of a sudden, you're hearing vehicle fire here, house fire out in cafe, you have fire up in Ford, you in all kind of things. So that them fire truck and them busy. Yeah? And that the police officers busy. So with all of that, they've been doing an excellent job. But it just shows the level of professionalism that even though that atmosphere of malaise exists within the Royal Grenada Police Force, even though man watching and saying, boy, you see this nonsense? I looking to go. I ain't taking that, boy. I make my years already. I don't have to say a day extra. I could resign now, get my benefits, and leave. Yeah? I might just be 40-something years old, or I might be in my 50s, so I still have a lot of years of work in me, so I could leave the Royal Grenada Police Force now, collect my little money that I have to collect. When I reach the pensionable age, I start to collect my proper pension and so, and all of that. But I could leave now. I don't have to stay and take the nonsense. So a lot of people are looking to take the exit now, and especially where government want to come and talk to workers now about after the pension ruling, they want to talk to workers now about changing the entire thing so that the benefits that the workers are getting now, if they leave now, may not be the benefits they're getting in a year or two from now if government and the unions and so come to an agreement in relation to the benefits that pensioned workers get. Yeah? Or the circumstances and the emoluments, etc. around pension. So some of the policemen decide, hey, let me leave now because whatever they do in the future cannot affect what I get now. They can't give me less. They have to give me at the level that it is right now. And what they are seeking to do is to put it at a less of a level. Right? So some officers say, I'm taking my money and I'm going now. So I hear as well that a list passed through the Public Service Commission today. Yeah. I hear some officers get the promotion and some officers get demotion. So you have some officers who was acting at the rank of superintendent and thing, they get sent back down to inspector and all that. That is what I hearing them things. I hearing those things. And I also hearing that some of those things go into court. So I hope they have a lot of money. Remember the Prime Minister? Yeah, a lot of money. So I hope they have a lot of money because some of those things that pass in that Public Service Commission today to demote certain officers because they are perceived to be NNP supporters or perceived to have been working along with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell either as part of his detail in the past, maybe years ago there was part of his detail, or they held senior position in certain departments and so, and now they are being demoted. Remember, since September last year, they stopped paying acting allowances. So all kind of things taking place in the police force, you know. So man ended up in situation, I seen some, I ain't calling out some name, but I seen some list and name passing in front of me there. A man who get promotion and man who get demotion. I seen some names. I don't think I have names and I just don't want to go and say it. I'm waiting for them to officially inform. I'm waiting for the Public Service Commission to officially inform. But they know that what I'm saying is true. And they know from what I'm saying that are actually calling names off of the list technically. Yeah? Because I am seeing some things there. Yeah? So you have some people going down in rank and some people going up in rank. Some people have to act for another year. And Public Service Commission, as I tell you, it's being used as an arm to attack anybody that's perceived to be a supporter of the New National Party. You can't say you're willing to work in the interest of the country, that you want to unify the people of the country. You can't say that you want the best for Grenada, but all you're doing is looking after one group of people in the country. And listen, it's not that they're just looking after NDC, you know, they're looking after family and friends. Because there are people who work along with the NDC. You see them doing their blog and all kind of thing now and cussing them out, you know. Because they was fighting long before the NDC was the NDC. When they get the first 15-0, these people was fighting. When they get the second 15-0, these people was fighting. And who come in and get a job? People that just rich. Yeah? These people, they cut, they go in the bush, they go and they get wood, they come, they peel provision, They peel breadfruit, thank you, Jill. They peel breadfruit, they peel provision, they peel fig, and Jill? Fig, yeah, thanks, right, yeah. They peel blogger, and Jill, thanks again. Yeah, they peel provision, all kind of thing. And after they peel and they pack pot and they go and they blow fire and they fan fire and all kind of thing and they do everything. When come time to eat and the pot about to come down, some people box them out of the way and come with the bowlie. Yeah, they come with the calabash in front of them and push them away. And they're eating out of the pot right now, and these people in the back wondering if they go even get a smell off of a piece of breadfruit from the pot. So they make their noise, they're talking about it. Yeah? And they have a right to speak about it, but that's their internal problems. They go deal with that. They're doing like they do a real internal problem. They're doing like they don't have. We could talk about that, and we will be talking about that because we know a lot more than they think that we know. And I always say that, and when the time comes, I will tell you what I know. All right? Because there's a certain move that's supposed to take place towards the end of this month. And we know that there are people in cabinet that are for it, and we know that there are people that are vehemently against it. Yeah? We know that some people, they like it. Some, yeah, boy, that would be nice, ting. And some others inside, they know. They against it totally. So don't give us the impression that all here like each other and everything nice and dandy inside there. We know it ain't so. Yeah? So look at what's going on with the Royal Grenada Police Force. Yeah? And then you have the issue of the pay and grade that you hear was promised to them. And right now, there's a discussion among different officers and so at the hierarchy level and at the lower ranks as well. You have the discussion taking place as to whether or not they should accept the 13% offer that government has placed on the table. Some officers are concerned that the level of inflation that's taking place in Grenada right now, unexpected, the projections for next year, that the increase that government is offering at this time will not be able to counteract the inflationary rate for next year. In other words, you want to give people an increase in salary, let me say $2 a week. But next year, you expect food prices to go up by nearly $10 a week. Right? So the inflation rate, the price of goods and services, the percentage increase in that compared to the percentage increase that the government is offering will not balance off. It ain't even balancing to say, well, you're right on the mark. That is 2% inflation and you take 2% in salary increase so it cancel out each other. No. It's not even saying that. So officers are concerned. Some officers calling some kind of, oh gosh, realistically, some of the figures I see, some man say give them 18, 10, 10. Oh God. Officers, yeah. 13%, no, definitely not. As far as I'm concerned, it is not a good offer. I believe probably a 7% for 2020. I think a 7% is fair for 2024 and probably a 7% again in 2025. I could see the possibility of going that direction. Seeing that the officers have already accepted 4% for 2023. So I could see a 7 and a 7. Right? I see some officers saying, no, we want 18 and we want 10 and 10 and who want 10, 10, 10 and who want all kind of thing. But 13% would not make any dent considering you all are going and shop. You all seeing what's happening in the supermarket. You all seeing what's happening in the neighborhood shops. You all seeing the increase in the prices. You all are the ones getting the electricity bills and the water bills and so on. So you all know the increases that you're facing. And the percentage that's being offered will not even level that off or cancel it out. Right? So the officers, many of them are making that. Let me see. Some of them are saying, let me see some of the things they're saying there. Let me pull it up. Yeah, because some officers has been talking to me. You understand? Yeah, they're the same thing. Some are saying they're willing to take 4-5%, but based on pay and grade. Yeah? Some are willing to take the 13%, but they want pay and grade first. So if you give them pay and grade, it means that their base salary increases. They're going to be getting a lot more money. And if that is done, then they're willing to accept the 13%. Yeah, some of them saying they're willing to accept 14%. Right? Some saying 13%, some saying 14%, but based on what happens in relation to pay and grade. And pay and grade is one thing. Remember, they also have fringe benefits that they're supposed to be receiving as well. So they also have that to look forward to. But with all of those discussions, remember, those that retire, yeah, they had to get everything to whatever increase them retirees had to get so they could afford to retire now. They're still getting the benefits, the increased benefits and all of that. Right? So as it is right now, this is what's taking place within the Royal Grenada Police Force. So, new commissioner, some senior people who you know as superintendent, this assistant superintendent, that, and all of them things, yeah, they're getting demoted, down. They're doing them what they've done to Mr. Tafawa Pierre. They're demoting them because they moved Mr. Tafawa Pierre from acting deputy commissioner of police down to superintendent. I think they have him right now in the training school. Yeah? But he's a seed man. Anyway, you plant him, he'll grow. All right? Anyway, you plant him, he'll grow. So the discussion there right now is, are we going to deal with the pay and grade and fringe benefits first? And some officers are also saying that if pay and grade, and some of you might be hearing me saying pay and grade and wondering what I'm speaking about. There has been a study in relation to if police officers at particular ranks are receiving a proper salary as compared to other countries and other territories and so on. That's the pay and grade. So according to what grade you are, if the salary assigned to your particular grade is enough, or if it needs to increase to another level. So you may be getting, let's say, $4,000, and it's decided that no, if you have to make it level off with all the other countries in the region and above and outside of the region and taking other things into consideration, that somebody at that rank, at a sergeant or whatever, should be earning, whether it's $1,500 more or $2,000 more or whatever it is. So the Ernst & Young report has said what should be done, because some of you sometimes you hear terms and sometimes people hear terms and they just go in one ears and come out the other because they don't know what you're talking about. But with the pay and grade, that's what they're speaking about, particularly what grade that the person is at and the salary assigned there, that the salaries, and in no case they're talking about the salary going down. In all cases, they're talking about the salary going up. So the issue of pay and grade, some of the officers are saying if what they get in pay and grade is good enough, they're willing to even forget fringe benefits and take the 13%. If what they get in pay and grade. But the government is being most elusive in relation to the issue of pay and grade. Most elusive. Yeah? So right now you see what's happening. Again, politicization. Watch, just playing politics with the police force. Like put it here. Sometimes the tongue does get up and I drink some water just now again. Yeah. Bottom line, they're playing politics with the police force. Right? Yeah. 440-7377. That's the number you can call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? Yeah, we open the phone lines, man. We'll take your calls. Let me say a special good night to the Honorable Clarice Modest. Yeah. Lady, I see you have on a nice suit today and you went and ting. I don't know if they let you cut the ribbon, but I see you holding ribbon in front of the thing, so I don't know if they let you cut the ribbon and ting too. But while, yes, we see the opening of that facility, and we know that several other health centers throughout the island that were scheduled and the contractors were put in place and the funds were put there under the NNP for their refurbishment, St. David and other places that they've been refurbished and all of that. While we see all of that taking place, because you know, NDC want to give you the impression it's them that doing that, Yeah, they want to give you the impression that it's them that came in and see the health centers and decide we're going and fix that. And they wouldn't tell you that the monies were put there, the contractors were selected, and everything was organized under the new National Party for those health centers that you see being refurbished right now. They wouldn't tell you that. Yeah, when Nicholas Steele, good night, Nikki, when Nicholas Steele was the Minister of Health, the same Nikki they don't like and they say, yeah, right, the same Nicholas Steele had put all of them things in place. Laco don't know nothing about that. He come in and he meet that. The same way they come in and they meet the Victoria Health Center being refurbished and so on to what it is right now. All right? So just to let you all know that's the case, but I started getting some calls today and it's hurting my heart. And while I'm talking, somebody just sent something here to me and it kind of hurt my heart because a young person, they need to do surgery. They have to find 7,000, well, nearly 8,000. What's the bill again? 7,300 and 300 plus. You understand? For important surgery that they must do, they have a serious health issue. And you keep having situations like this again. That's why I say, please donate if you can donate, even if it's $5, it's $10, it's $20, it's $100. Donate, please donate. We have the link there. You can go on with your debit card, your credit card. You can donate whatever you can because we always want to try and help people like this as much as possible. All right? Yeah, so I'm saying one of the problems I'm having is that I keep getting messages that they don't have medications when people go to do basic procedures and so on. That right now, maternity ward, there are issues when it comes to the maternity ward in relation to painkillers. They do have painkillers. And sometimes they're running low on things like gloves and so on for the maternity department and other departments. They're running low on some of these things. Basic things that they're running low on. The same people that are talking about building a state-of-the-art medical facility. And right now, they can't maintain the flow of medication into the existing facilities. And that is a problem. It is a problem when diabetics and people with hypertension or otherwise called high blood pressure. It is a problem. Yeah? It is a problem when these people, they're going, right? It is a problem when these people are going into the hospital. They could receive the medication there, but when they're leaving, they don't have medication to give them. These people, family, have to go and buy it in the pharmacy. We have a call online. Good night. Hello.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah. I'm using the technology. I'm calling from foreign now.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Sheldon, I happened to listen to the Unleash thing this morning, and I was rather taken aback. The display presentation was okay. But going lower down and listening to the Honorable Prime Minister's speech, like this gentleman taking ingredients for a joke. Because he's saying if he fail in politics, he'll be a comedian. So that is one step. Because he's not a comedian anyhow. I also happened to listen to a program where the Honorable Minister of Finance was speaking. And Sheldon, I was rather shocked to hear certain things this man was uttering. And I will say it frankly, Grenadians, if you all think Honorable Deacon Mitchell is bad, believe me, this guy, what I heard, if rational Grenadians didn't listen to that particular interview and what that guy is saying, they won't understand. This man is coming for you all in 2023. And based on what I hear this man say, he have no remorse. He don't care. It is what it is. He's going to do what he has to do. This man is taking credit for his government doing Montgomery Road. Like, he said, like, we built that road. I was like, wow. You know? Then there was a certain thing this man said that make my attention rise. He make reference to his brother and he being in the Ministry of Finance together, as he's the Minister of Finance right now. And he was making a reference that in 1996, when his brother started, and he was working under the previous administration, nobody had a problem. But Minister Carnival, nobody would have a problem with that because he was not the minister at the time. He was not a minister. Civils can work in different ministries. Likewise, now we have a Minister of Infrastructure, what do you call it, Ministry of Mobile and whatever you call it, MIT. He was not a minister before June 2023 or 2022 when he get this loan. Now he gets a loan, he's a minister. He has to recuse himself. It is simple knowledge. You are Grenadian, yes. You was a businessman before you took the loan. When you become a sitting MP and a minister, you have to recuse yourself of these things. And these are the little things that certain Grenadians, they plain blindside and they plain want to see it. But God is good, children. Everything good otherwise?
Yeah, man. Well, I didn't hear what he said, so I can't comment on it. Where did the minister speak?
the Minister Carnival.
Yes, where did he speak?
He was on an interview on a program that that particular party is very sympathetic to. They wrote to this guy and they talked to him.
You see, you're doing what I do like, you know, answering my question. You're taking me around the valley and you pass the blogger stool. Where did he say it? Don't bring me by the blogger stool. Where he say it?
On Ride Along.
Right, that's all you had to say. If he say it on Ride Along, then I know when I get home to go and look at Ride Along to hear what he said.
Yeah, because trust me. And you know what is rather shocking? With certain things he was explaining with the taxes and who not paying taxes and he coming for them. And you look at the comments and you're listening to you're watching the comments and you're reading what they're saying. And you know half of these people live in America and they're trying to compare what this guy is saying to what happened in America. When someone makes a point, well, okay, well, in Canada, our tax system is different. We don't have IRS. We have inland revenue. And the inland revenue will not come at you just like that. In his case, the government is actually going behind you blatantly, and this is what you're doing. So somebody references, what they say, he's Uncle Sam. He say he's not a beast, he's not a bad person, he's doing his job, but it is what it is. Canadians, look at it in 2024, we come for it.
All right,
have a good night, children.
All right. What I would say is this. Just remember when you're going after people, let's start with the minister at MIT who owes over $2 million. Yeah, we could start there. Because if you take a loan out of the bank and all you're saying is 600 and something thousand, but he owes 500 and something thousand to the government of Grenada when you check he stamp tax and thing, 600 and something, he take and then he owe 500, right. So you have until the end of the year to pay that, which will be very interesting if he does indeed pay it, because I'd like to know where that money come from. If you borrow 600,000, they mean you're kind of broke because you needed that kind of money. So if you pay 500, we're talking about Mr. Andy Williams, and if he pay 500 and something between now and the end of December, if he don't pay it, Mr. Minister of Finance, will you be going after your cabinet colleague, Mr. Andy Williams, if he doesn't pay? Will you be forcing him to pay the 2-point-something million? Yeah? Or we just going to leave that alone and say, well, we're going behind some people and not others. Yeah? So I hope that every time you talk about that tax thing in cabinet, you whisper to you watch the minister and you say, everybody must pay. I hope you do that. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Tel and Scott, and good night to the Grenadian woman about my good friend in Miami, Florida. Good night, my girlfriend. Good night. Yeah.
Cammy, Patricia and Matthew listening you too,
And I know I'm going to say good night to Matthew. Good night to Matthew. Uncle Matthew, good night. And Patty, good night. Yes. Good night to Mr. Watt, Darlington and Sheila, Ali Ridgeback, safe. Good night. And good night to everybody who is listening to me. I'm all right. Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me. These people in charge, they say, you know, anything they do, they right now. You think that man, Mr. Cornwall, and then want to lock up Andy? They're in charge. We just have to deal with what they're doing to us. Leave them, let them do what they have to do. You know, they say the longest rope of an end and the longest prayer of an amen. How long do you think this Mitchell as the Prime Minister, Mr. Cornwall, and all the ministers inside the cabinet going to take advantage on us? How long do you think that go up? Mr. Scott, are you waiting on the see what go up? A lot of people grinding, they're grinding. I listen to you tonight and you say about the police. How long do you think them police will stick? That boots go with their foot. You say a lot of them going on, I know a lot going, because yesterday a policeman tell me not staying. How long do you think that will happen for? All you don't worry, just pray for all your country. Just pray. You know what a worker tell me today? They just walk in the road. 3 fortnights they don't get paid. And if If these people inside of the cabinet to put on hard pitch, it's not that easy work. To put on that thing on the road, to fix the road. And the man get he road clean at night, and he don't pay them people. That is not right. God is watching. You will surprised to know what will happen to these people. When things start to happen to them, you hear they go say they're going down on it, yeah? When things start to happen to these people, leave them let they fly the kite. Leave them. And you don't beat up behind them. Look today, you, Mr. Scott, was present when how them people tormenting you. Saw that? You hear that in your ears?
Yes, I saw the individual.
Eh?
I saw the individual, and they were throwing their words.
And the amount of disrespect. I don't go in any police station and make no report. I don't go in and report nothing because I know what's going to happen to them. I know what's going to happen to them. It's just sad. It's sad that these people go and vote for NDC, and that's what we get in. Eh? And look what the Prime Minister is saying nothing. He don't tell him no what. I don't want to watch that man on TV. I turn off my TV. Because I don't know how human being as that man what he's doing to the Grenadian people. Pope, you stop crying. Pope, I let it go and I think $20 tonight. Where I will get it? I don't selling. I said, thank God, tell them Scott that I milk the tray with milk lollipop and tambamba and cocoa. Otherwise, what would happen to me? Otherwise, I don't want to think about other people that ain't selling to lollipop. Not no selling. After me, I had to want to block out people, all any cat still. People don't have money. They don't have. And the people in America, don't stay in America and run out your mouth and Grenadians. Because if Biden decided to take back Section 8 from y'all, and you can't pay your rent, don't stay and run out your mouth on us. At least we still have mango now. We have mango and breadfruit. Don't stay and run in Grenada. Remember all these Grenadians. Are they don't live in here? Some of you are too ungrateful. The amount of work that Mitchell did in this country, Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell, the amount of work that man do in this country, some of you, when are you coming Grenada, I don't know if it's well with street you are walking on. So just tell one of your mouth now. I don't live in Grenada. You understand? Dr. Keith Mitchell doing enough for this country. He doing enough. And we as Grenadians that are living in this country, we know what he do. So I don't worry with what they want to take. They want to take the thing for the road. We know. We the Grenadian people that living in Grenada know. Under the NSP, they release the Montgomery Road. And we know the houses they build in Sutton, the Chinese build for Grenada. We know they build over in Bukeju. So I don't worry about that. Some of us just so ungrateful and wicked. And some of the police, I sympathy with all of but there are some I don't sympathy with all of because all you vote to get a strike and take it away. So good night, Grenada. Some of you are so sorry for. There are some are watching the boots busting. I'm sorry for them guys. See the hard work. But there are some of y'all, I am so sorry. And they must publish all who he take them the ranks from. Let me laugh when I hear you. Good night.
Right, Cammy.
You laughing, Sheldon? Because you're too advantageous. You understand?
No, we go here before the week done. We
Mr.
go
Martin,
here.
good night. Mr. Martin is a very nice man.
Yeah.
I could testify to that. Yeah, not everybody that like him, but I know he was a very nice man. Very respectable man. He used to always come and visit me on his terminal with the rest of police officers and ask him how he's doing all his business. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, they say they're giving the, we're going to be the next commissioner of police. That man walked with us on the terminal. And nobody on the terminal could say he was a bad man. He's a very nice man. He always had a nice word to tell us. You understand? So if it's him,
Yeah, if it's him, I ain't have a problem.
glory.
Yeah, if it's him, I ain't have a problem.
Eh?
If it's him, I ain't have no
It's
problem
not,
with
to
it.
be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
He has some police that don't sorry at all. But that mister, he work on the terminal with us more than once. And none of us as vendors. And I that troublemaker, I that troublemaker. You understand? And he was a very nice man. Then they had him in the prison. Very nice gentleman.
All
Mr.
right,
Cohen,
Cammy.
I wish that he take all his stripe and the button he have on him. I wish that Mr. Dick Mitchell would have taken all Cohen's stripes, all them things he had tie up on the clothes, take all that man don't like, and he say he's a Christian.
Cammy.
He I want them to strip. He I
Cammy.
want them to strip. You can't do me nothing because I do nothing wrong to nobody. I just hard working with you. Good night.
Good night, Cammy. Folks, 4407377. So yeah, somebody tell me touch the thing. Touch the thing. All right, I'll touch it. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon,
Yes, sir.
good night. How are you?
Well, I dare watch it.
I know.
I watch it?
I understand that you are feeling, but I'm feeling kind of worried.
Mm-hmm.
I want a job, boy. I want a job.
Mm.
I don't know if you could assist me, but one of the jobs I want, I don't know who will be coming in. I want an investigative job.
Or you want to be the one that investigates some of these things?
Yeah, I want to do a little work for anybody who come in and do a little something.
All
I
right.
don't know if you could assist, if you could say something for me or get something for me.
And you have my mobile number?
Yes. I know.
Yeah, well, we had a talk. But look, the kind of things that are to investigate there, you need to get competent people and you need to get them to assist. So you have to use people who you know have the competency and the capability to carry out the task at hand. And that is you.
Right. No.
And that is you. Because, look, big thing launched today, but we don't know, and we're asking the question now, how the money flowing, because you have to follow the money in this thing, eh?
Yes.
You have to follow the money, so we want to know if the money flowing in a particular direction. So, with all of the pomp and ceremony and all the different things and them that was put together that money spent for one thing, we want to know where the money was spent and who it was spent through. So, we want to know if the company that is owned by the man that direct the whole thing, if that company had any part to play in the whole thing. Yeah? We know they have people that they just talk to on a daily basis that has called certain radio program in the morning.
Yeah.
Then maybe they could call and answer that question. We know they're listening tonight.
Okay. I find my fingers and I'm getting tight. So I want to slacken it up.
You might have to ink it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You might have to ink the finger. They say that does help. Inking the finger does help.
All right. I'll listen to your studio, but I'll be a shout back tomorrow. You got to
But you must shout me on the mobile too, man.
Yeah, take care. I'll do that.
All right, brother. Blessings.
All right,
4407377. That's the number to call and get on to the inside. Yeah, all I want to know how much time the government spent already. Yeah, they've been in office 321 days. That's 45 weeks and 6 days or 10 months and 17 days. If you want to check in weekdays alone, that is 229 weekdays ago, 0.88 years. All right. So, yeah, that is how much time the government has spent in office thus far. I want to know how calculating that. I'm not telling all you. I'll go use it to go and cheat in maths exam and thing. AI. Yeah. So, they've spent 321 days. So soon they're making their 1 year anniversary, and they realize they're pushing certain things for the 1 year anniversary. So I hope they're pushing the contracts for all those people under the Imani program. Yeah, the people that come out in the numbers and went and jump up in the rally and support and say that, no, they ain't going to send we money home and think they're giving us full-time contract. Right. I hope all of them contract ready for them to sign before the 23rd of June. I hope so. Or at least an increase in salary or permanent employment or whatever it is, because that is what was promised to them. So we're hoping that all of that take place. Remember, these are the same people that right now looking to increase their salary further. Yes. The government MPs are looking to, right now they're getting about 9,000. They're looking to increase their salary further because they say they can't survive on that. Yeah. We have a call on the line. Hello?
Sheldon,
Yes, Kame.
let me wait and see. Maybe when you have a year, it will start to make some people permanent. And maybe it will start to give people work. But I would have liked to start with Michele. If that man will continue this program, what NNC left day, Grenada would have been a better position today. You understand? If he had meant he had left the program is meant that NNC left in office and leave the people and them. Yes, you could have moved some of the people that you don't want to see certain things. They put them in a different office. Shuffle them. Shuffle them up. If you want to send some in car because you're getting the money still. If that man had used that program, what NXT left, we made a car from Pikimat would have been a better position today. Honestly to God. But I didn't hear him say that, but I hear people say, he said that he was to do things different. But you're doing things different, didn't you? And you don't hear nobody, friends at the earth, you don't hear Miss Ferguson and them speaking about nothing. But on that special time, they always come out and speak and share all kind of things. And there's a lot of people, some of them families suffering, you know. And I don't know why that videos come. Oh, me can help. A man tell me this afternoon, I don't want to call his name. He said that some lady, some young person, he came here to ask you if it's something concerning the water bill. So I don't know if it's on your program that he call and say they can't pay the water bill. But he came to me to find out. So if it's you, Sheldon, and somebody had called to talk about the water bill, call back and talk to Mr. Scott behind the scene to get your name and your number. So I could, Sheldon could tell me, and I could tell him, Mr. Kai, willing to help me your water bill. I don't know if it's on Shaggy or if it's your program. Sheldon, to be honest, he has some people saying that we making up this kind of story and thing, but people is hurting. A lot of people don't have money. Whatever little they have to with children that they're spending the money they want them to pay for. And some people don't have. Some just shame. Some are asking for help. I've seen that. Prostitution on the rise. Don't laugh. There is a man from Victoria that came from England. And today, right by me, the man thirsty. You know what I mean by thirsty? And the woman, he met a woman and that was it. Prostitution on the rise. Sheldon are in town every day, you know. Sometimes from 6 o'clock to 8 in the night. And that is real. That is not no that going on. People doing what they have to do to get that tolerance. And it's so sad. It is sad. It's sad in this country. And I'm asking people to continue praying for me. I can't pray for these people and them. I won't lie. God will not answer my prayer because my heart is bitter. I cannot pray. So I'm asking people to pray for them. I can pray for them. God hear me. I'm have a good night.
All right, Cami. I'll tell you, and what Cami is saying is reality. You're seeing a lot of people that approach, and that's why we try to help. When we can help, we try to help as much as possible. As I told you, I'm just seeing a bill there for someone that needs to do an urgent surgery. $7,000. $7,000. We don't have it. We don't even have 10% of that, much less. But who can help? Please help. All right, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. I ain't something there in the south of the island when it come to them cleaning them drain and thing, man. Man, listen, if you're doing things and you're talking is not about politics and election done, what taking place in the south of the island by Mr. Andy Williams when it comes to the drain cleaning and thing would not have been taking place. You would not have moved the lady and her team that knew exactly what they were doing and how to do the job effectively and properly to keep the drains. Because remember, the south of the island has some of the flattest land, is where there's had the flooding and all kind of thing. Even down in my area, there's an area there that always flooding and different things like that. Yeah? So you need people who know what they're doing to keep the drains open so that when 2 drop of rain fall, you don't end up with a flood. And then vehicles can pass, and then you have people, property getting damaged and all this kind of thing. So for you to keep the people who know what they're doing a proper job, simply because the person is perceived to be a supporter of the new National Party, you get rid of them and put some people who don't know what they're doing. That is what's going on. That is what's going on in the South right now. So because you just believe, okay, politics. So you get another group of people to go and do it. They don't even have the proper equipment to do it. I hear who using hand to do this and all kind of things. I hear all kind of stories. I ain't see them. I hearing it. People telling me, look, this one, they go in the drain and use their hand when they should have a shovel and thing to do. All kind of nonsense taking place. So that by the time the rainy season comes back again in full force, you're going to end up with problems in those areas. And with the flood, it comes damage to property and all kind of thing. And you could even have people losing their life according to where and how it happens. So these are things that we need to address. And you're talking about, oh, we're trying to be a government, we talk with everybody, and we interact with everybody. Nonsense. Simply because the people that was doing the drain and thing and doing those things were supporters of the new National Party, you get rid of all of them. From Cook down to Bottle, you get rid of everybody and bring in the next set of people. Yeah? You ain't even say, well, okay, let me mix it up. Just get rid of all. And that is what happening right now down in the south of the island. Anyway, they say let me play a tune for the minister there. Yeah, let me see if I could find the tune and play my tune, eh? Yeah.
Make sure they don't contact social command.
440-7377 and 347-329-3101. So yeah, I don't want you all to forget what's taking place in the police force. Is that, listen, we had to say a prayer for those police officers. We might have to have a day of prayer just for police officers. Seriously.
Anywhere in this country, drunk and balling no boy, drunk and balling no boy, drunk and balling no boy, drunk and balling no boy.
Because somebody had to be drunk if they're talking about, somebody had to be drunk if they're saying that is the NDC that do the Mount Kuma Road. They had to be drunk and balling all the way. I can't repeat that. Somebody used that message and tell me I can't repeat that one. No. You're looking up for me in trouble. Papa moi. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Mr. Scott, good night to you.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Okay, and good night to Grenada. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know before the NDC was talking about Camahan Park. They love Camahan Park, no problem, fine. I want to know what is this Wildwood Park, the wild land cut and thing just they know. What merely taking place on the Grand and Zong they know?
No, I don't think there's Wildwoods Park. I think Wildwoods Park is another location. I think that's down by BBC Beach. I think the sign there is indicating the direction or something. I'm not even sure why they put it there. Because to most people seeing it, they get the impression that that is Wildwoods Park. But that is not where Wildwoods Park. Yeah, that was my first impression. You're making a very good observation because a lot of people are getting taken in by that.
Mm-hmm. So why cut the land there? Why not try focus and develop Camahan pack if is that they was making noise about it. Where Uncle Ray? Uncle Ray, I hear anything what happened to him?
Uncle Ray Ray? No, here's this, here's the scholar. Now, where you see the cut there? From the information I had picked up, the intention was to remove the vendors from Wall Street and place them over there. So everybody would have been coming off of Wall Street and going there. So they cut the area. They had a bobcat and thing working, leveling out the area, and the intention was to bring in gravel and different things, level off that area, move the vendors off of Wall Street and have everybody there. Right? That was the intention. Only to realize that that property belongs to a very prominent family in Grenada, whose name I shall withhold at this point in time, who decided to hit in them one lash of loyalty. So they had to stop work immediately.
Well, I ain't surprised enough because remember, the NDC has a particular history of trying to claim what is not theirs. We had that in the 2008 rain too, with Uncle Tilly and them, and what had to sell. Now, another observation I want to make is where I see they put on this chain in Kirani James Boulevard there.
For the jab chain?
Right.
Well, you know what's going on with that Juve morning?
And the gentleman talking, I listen to this gentleman talk a pile of foolishness. Now, let me remind Grenada what was supposed to go on because I was a part of this project. Now, under the Port Louis project, when Volker Steven was here, that whole place, when they clean up the place, they sink whatever old ship outside, and you had a set of cottages to go down there. And somehow, when the election in 2008 took place, I don't know what happened, but that project stopped. But that stopped under Uncle Tilly and Nazimbok administration. You understand? Chain didn't have to go down there. So when the gentleman talking about that is man, I don't know if he take man to put on a set of chain, and I don't know if he get permission to do that. But I don't know, I just they do a piece and it stop. But I don't understand what foolishness going on there.
They
the
have
place
the guts.
was supposed to be developed.
Let me put my mouth on the potato and say it. They had the guts and they had the belly. And you know why they're doing things now? They're doing things now because they feel by the time election, you go forget what they do to you.
well, that can work. Even there was supposed to be the development of the Carnage and the ring road around going below the hospital to take us back to the thing.
Yeah.
I am fully aware of that because I was part of the project. So they can't come and fool me. They have to try and fool somebody else who don't know. You understand? And bread was taken from a lot of people work. Volker Steven Construction, the same company that backed the scene. All where you have from is Ariza going all up to the bus terminal and do all this work there. And there was a piece of work supposed to be done to go back up by Cherry Hill, I believe.
Yeah, it was supposed to cover all that area going all the way back there. Yes, you're correct. Yeah.
Correct is right. And
well, we showed that a few weeks ago, did we? We showed that on one of the programs a few weeks ago. The entire thing for there. Yeah, what the plan was.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but after the 2008 election, Mr. Tillman Thomas and Nazimbok, one of them was running the administration. I don't know which one. They stopped the project. They did stop the project. And another thing, let me say something now other than that. This Simon Cultural Center stop. That is mirror to what happened with the stadium or the stadium that we was getting earlier on. I mean, even though we got a smaller one. What going on with these people? They don't like good things. Like good things is not good for us. I don't understand what kind of foolishness going on. They must watch. These people have to learn to speak to people who love people. Because for me, these people do not love the people of, that is my opinion, do not love the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I could be wrong. It appears to be so. I don't know. Anyhow, let me ask you a question. How much money what we supposed to get now? I think the trip's supposed to be back already. People supposed to be when are they getting triple invite me now? I want to go
Now,
places like Dubai and thing too.
you're not a secretary nor a photographer, so you can't go on them trip on them day.
Well, I have my iPhone. I can take out pictures.
Nah. Them just go with full photographer and think who can't go inside Westminster and think to take picture. They can't even go inside number 9, much less number 10.
Oh my God! But I hope that I ain't hear nothing yet. I hope that they come back with something good for us as a people. You know,
Well,
let's
see if next week will bring a government press conference where the media would be able to ask the questions. And the thing is, the problem I have there is that some of the media seem to have access 24/7 to some ministers, and they're not asking the questions. Up to this blessed day, have any of you watch a GBN News story and hear them ask anything about the GDB loan?
Never.
Anybody
And
ever
they would
hear
never
them
do
ask anything about that? The minister himself was on GBN just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they didn't ask him any questions about that. It seems as though that is none of them could ask him or attempt to get anything or investigate. None of them even say, well, Sheldon, you're talking about some documents. Share the documents. Nobody even asked for that. They're just afraid. They're practicing. Yes, there's a difference between practicing journalism and practicing public relations, you know. And right now, what they're practicing is more public relations than journalism. Because they're just trying to make the government look nice. You look at GBN on a night time and you realize it's best you watch GIS channel.
Well, yeah, because you won't get that from the news organizations here asking the tough questions. They would not do it. I don't expect that from them. If it was the new National Party in power, we would have hear all the cry down. But now, even though the hearing stuff and documents was presented to we the people, you know, you won't find GBN and them asking them kind of question there. You're mad if you ask them question, all friendship cut, you know.
But see, that's why I say some folks have lost the moral authority to speak. At the end of this term of the NDC administration, they're closing in on the first year, so they don't have more time. They have less time every day. Every week is 1 week less they have in office, and I hope they know that. Because when the time comes, they have to go. All right?
That's correct. That's right.
There are certain people will not have the moral authority to speak on anything in this country when that time arrives, because they refuse to speak now.
And one more thing before I run. What is have you heard a justifiable, and listen to my question, a justifiable reason why the Simon Cultural Center have to be hold up?
Only the government could answer that question, you know. I can't answer that question.
Because
for
I mean, you put up a good project for the area and for the people of Grenada on the whole, without any good justifiable reason. All projects NMP started had problems, according to what I've seen. I don't understand what kind of foolishness.
No, you have to remember, it's them that have the guts and the belly.
It's them that have the guts and the belly.
They have the guts and the belly, but they don't have the head. Anyhow, folks. Folks, I think we have time for probably about one more call. Yeah, we should have enough time so I could take one more call. All right, yeah. The police officers and them, they message me. They say they want me to play a tune for them. They say, Sheldon, you must play the Police Road March. So all the officers get into demotion.
Listen, I'm a policeman, I'm dedicated, and I'm solving just as I'm expected. But certain things that I see going on, we should close down our station from the nation. Why? Cause all you fretting me. We walk good about you, don't give a fuck. Administration is writing we back. All you fretting me, you hear me? Most I'm busting with. All you fretting me, don't fret 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 me. I said don't fret me, all you fretting me. Yeah.
Yeah, the police and them say make sure and play that for them so they go no because they threaten them. That's why they go in. And as we close off tonight's program, I move up close to this one. As we close off tonight's program, I want to make a specific call on the NDC administration. Yes, we've been asking a lot of questions. We've been making a lot of calls. But you see this one is a serious one. When people who need surgery are going to the general hospital and there are no pain medication, when women who are about to deliver children, who are about to go through the childbirth process, are going and medication and items for the safe delivery of these children are missing from the maternity ward, we have a problem. We have a serious, serious problem. So to the Prime Minister and his ministers, because I know every single one of all you get a report on this program on a nightly basis. Yeah, if all you're in listening, all you have somebody who give all a report on what was said and what shall Land say about me today. All right? Yeah. So since you all getting that report, I hope they give you all this report. You all are going to be responsible for the deaths of people. The last breath they take, yeah, is going to be on your head. You all can find money, $250,000 from what I'm hearing, to take trip to go and watch them put a crown on the king head. You could take cameraman, you could take secretary, you could take personal secretary, whole kit and caboodle, fly up to England and come back down. Right? $250,000 from what we're hearing. If we ain't hearing right, tell us we ain't hearing right. Tell us the British pay for it, which I know is not true, but you can tell us that still. Yeah? But when it comes to a mother going to the general hospital to deliver a child and there are no pain meds there, when it comes to an elderly who have already made their contribution going to the hospital and they're getting the medication, but when they're going home now, you're not giving them anything to help them control the diabetes or the high blood pressure. So they end up back in the same hospital in a week time, in 2 weeks time, and so because it goes uncontrolled. They don't have the money because remember, Mr. Prime Minister, in case you forget, it is your government that took the $150 that a lot of these people was using to buy that medication. You take it. You that robbed them of that. So after you have done that now, the least you could do is make sure, because we're in the Caribbean, and for some reason, as a doctor was saying a time on something I was looking at, yeah, it seems as though there's a factory fault with us here in the Caribbean. So we have a problem with high blood pressure and diabetes. So we know it's something that every country in the Caribbean is supposed to have a lot of medication for. And it is incompetent of your minister. Yeah, they could find things, GDB and all kind of thing. Yeah, money down there. But when it comes time to find money for these things, we can't find it. For them old people and them, the tears falling on all you. Yeah? So please, for the elderly, for the vulnerable mothers that are going to the general hospital to deliver their children and are finding that there's no medication and there's no this and there's no that and they don't have gloves and they don't have the other and all kind of thing. And don't say we're lying because we're talking the truth. Just fix the problem. We don't want no back and forth about it. It used to happen this time. Just fix the damn problem. It's disgusting now. All right? Okay, Papa? We good now? All right, nice. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you all, and whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And you know what, boy? Yeah, let me take the one for the police and them again as we heading out.
I'm a policeman, I'm dedicated. just as I'm expected. Eh? But certain things that I see going on. Yeah, man. We should close down our station from the nation. Why? Cause all you fretting me. We walk good about you, don't give a fuck. Administration is riding way back. All you fretting me. You hear me? Most of us do the pre-promotion course. Now you drop seal and busting with all you fretting me. Don't fret me, 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 don't fret me. I said don't fret me, don't fret me. All you fretting me. Yeah. Right up the rhythm. Every pole is walking around the clock to get all the black and video back. Eh? When we hold the culprit behind the fence, some complain and say leave them, it then make no sense. Say what? All you fretting me. We walk good about you, don't give a fuck. Some of all you just attacking me. All you fretting me. We seeking for betterment in this place, but all you stabbing us in with chest. All you fretting me. Don't fret me, 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 don't fret me. I said don't fret me, don't fret me. All you fretting me. Hey, right up the rhythm. Say what? Any tiffin man not go in your home. They not leaving no table there on ton. If you come and meet them, then I told it. And you hand up them, your life they will take away. Say what? Yeah. All you fretting me. We walk good about you and give a fuck. What them bandit do all you look for that. All you fretting me. Some of all you sit in your area. Not one of all you call the officer. All you fretting me. Say, don't fret me, don't fret me, don't fret me, don't fret me, don't fret me. Say, don't fret me,